Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Sorry, my phone messed up. So here is my eye look. Look how sharp that eyeliner is. So I'm just gonna have to post 2 different videos. Alright, so I'm gonna do the contouring and stuff I normally do a little bit different. But first, I need primer. So I'm going into 2 different primers. I'm still using brushes because I'm not in the mood to get anything all over my hands right now. I gotta keep my hands clean for my feet. I'm going into the Believe Beauty Pretty and Prime Stay Put Makeup Primer. And I love the brush shampoo I got. The brush shampoo I got from EcoTools at Walmart, well, depending where you live. It really cleans my brushes. I mean, I have some stain brushes, don't get me wrong. They really cleans them. Okay. So you're supposed to let your primer set 30 seconds before going into foundation, but since I underpaint, I let everything, my underpaint set for 30 seconds. So then I'm going into the Sauté London Everyday Vacay just on my forehead. On my forehead and the sides of my face. And down right here. I do have a couple tips and tricks that I learned, but it's not like major. I'm still learning some tips and tricks. Okay. Not that one. I think I'm just going to use this concealer brush. This is actually my deluxe crease brush that I use as concealer brush today. Alright. Now I'm going into my Total Face brush here and a little bit of my Maybelline setting powder to set my makeup. I don't go into it heavily when setting my makeup or my primer because I still gotta put stuff on top. So I just do it a light set with my primer, which works. It keeps everything mattified, especially with that hydrating primer. See? Simple as that. And whatever is left in the cap. Alright. Now I need a concealer brush. There we go. I'm going to use this concealer brush because hold on. Actually, I don't need color corrector. Whatever redness and stuff I have on my face, I can cover with my cream products and my foundation. I don't need it. Alright. So I'm going to go into the contour part. And today I'm going to do the dots first, then the 3 and the 5 when I do my concealer. So I'm going to connect it with my eye makeup first. So here, yeah, here, 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 and then, oh, yeah, like that, something like that. And then also, like right underneath. And it'll blend out. And then I'm just going to use the whole contour side. I'm not using the lighter side today. Or I might actually. So again, here, 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 and down here. And then, of course, connecting the eye makeup to my nose. And then across the bridge here. There. Okay, that's enough for the contour side. Now for the actual bronzing side, like the brightening side, bronzing, brightening, whatever. And this is the Believe Beauty dual-ended contour stick in medium. Just putting it on those places that need connecting. Alright, so I'm going to take my contouring brush. This is the brush I'm going to be using. First, I'm going to blend out the part that needs the connecting part. So the lighter contour. And then taking it and kind of blending up with it. So it's still in the 3 shape, but blending up with it. Something over here. Blending that down. Like, see how much of a difference adding that made? So this into it, but kind of also blend it up. Blend the cheek part up, this part down, this part up, and this part kind of blend out whichever way you can. So should look something like this. As I know it looks crazy at the moment. Don't worry. I'll be using a sponge to blend it all out in a minute. Now I got my angled brush. My face is itchy already. And look, smaller nose. And a more button nose. So the only places I'll be putting concealer is here and where I didn't put the part for the button nose. But other than that, so now I'm going to be doing the same thing with my concealer. It's the Wet n Wild Mega Last Incognito in the shade Fair. So, dot, 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 and then connect it. See? And since I don't really have a cream highlighter right now, I'm going to put this where I would normally brighten, like put the cream highlighter. To let that set. And yes, I will be doing around. I'll be blending this around the brows. So this goes around. This goes in between. This goes around. Up into the forehead contour. Then I always liked the way blending this looks. And I also like putting a little bit of concealer in between the three right here. Okay. Now I got a little spongy sponge. To help blend that out. Oh, not only help blend it out, but it's taking product off. So it makes it look more natural. Just blends it into the skin better. That's not the only sponge I'm using. I'm going to use my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush and my B Color Liquid Blush and Coral Crush. Putting it in between and on my forehead a little bit and on the tip of my nose. I'm going all out with this sponge a little bit, but the nice thing is it can be toned down with the sponge. So it's not overly over the top. Alright. Okay. So now I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. I'm going to be using this dimple brush, but I'm going to first put it on a sponge and just kind of take the sponge and go boom. And then use the brush to... So I'm going into my Bleed Beauty Skin Finish Foundation in the shade Shell. More right here. Alright. I will be using the sponge too. If I need more, I will get more. But I don't believe I will. This blends out nicely. And I just like the coverage it gives. I might inhale a little bit more from my nose. I didn't think of that. I'm just gonna put it straight on my brush. Now I'm going to take my sponge. I'm going to press it into my skin. And of course, everything comes through. I will show you what I mean. And then we can start setting after everything sets for 30 seconds to a minute. Oh, look. Kitty, 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 kitty. Like, I don't know if you can tell. There's some contour coming out here. A little bit there. Some there. Not so much on my forehead, but there's some blemishes that I just can't get rid of. The sides of my nose are coming out too. That just helps for placement later. And yes, you can see my kitty Shaggy. Okay. So I'm gonna use a brush. My setting brush. And a powder puff to set my makeup today. So, powder puff, I'm going to take my sponge that I used for my foundation, I guess. Blend out any creases on my concealer. And use my powder puff to set underneath my eye. Ooh, powder puff looks fine. This can be for neck. Again, make sure I'm not setting any creasing. I want to get more powder. Okay. So I'm going to let that bake. Baking helps with me. I don't know how well it works for everybody else, but it works with me because it allows everything to set. And I feel like with me, with how oily my skin gets throughout the day, it just allows everything to not get so oily. But that's just me, you know, and I have really oily skin. Like I have combo, but it gets oily throughout the day, everywhere. I don't know what the deal is on that, but it does. Like if I'm wearing makeup, it gets oily throughout the day. Like it changes from combo to oily. And this just helps. Take down that oiliness and shine. But I also got a tampered brush because I didn't even do my forehead, but I used the tampered brush for that. You can definitely tell there's powder on my skin. And then swirl it around. I need a little bit more. So we're gonna let all of that set and bake. And then we're gonna use the setting brush, my setting brush, to take it off. Then we're gonna add some color to my face and underneath my eyes. Then we are done. Oh, and add some lip color. Then we are done. So I'm gonna start with the under eyes. I'm just gonna lightly dust everything off. But baking does get powdery, especially if you are gonna put powdered products over top. Just be careful. That's why I like setting spray too, because that helps diminish that. So I think I'm just gonna contour today, not blush. So with that being said, I'm gonna take my sculpting contour brush and my Wing Me blending brush. If I need to, I'll use my other brush too, other blending brush for the face. And I'm gonna go into light sculpt right here. And I'm going to really easily do the 3 on my face. Very lightly do it first. Like that. Very lightly, so first just going over the lines that would make the 3 upper lines that would make the 3, and then just lightly connecting it. And now I'm chiseling out that jawline. Chiseling out that forehead. So I'm not doing it too crazily. Chiseling out behind underneath the ear like I did before. Connecting it to the jawline. And then I'm taking my angled shader here, going into that same light sculpt shade. And lightly going over the nose contour. So that means the sides of the nose. Right here. And right over that bridge too. Okay, now the blending part, which it doesn't seem so bad. Alright. So we got that. Blush, 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 blush. Which I'm just going to use my BYOD, BOD, I think it's BYOD, blush brush. And I'm going in to Lover. This one. Anywhere I put that one, the cream blush is where I put my powder blush. Now I'm going to do the lips really quick, which is just the Blue Beauty. And no, because I'm still eating. That's why that would be a great one for like a date night look or like a nighttime look. And I'm going to use my Lady brush here. I think I'm going to use Enchanted today. Which is a pretty pink highlighter. I love the highlighters from this book. They're super duper sparkly. And there we have it, folks. I love, it's not really natural, but natural enough. But I do love how this looks. There she is, she's sleeping. But I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I think next time you see me is probably going to be when I get more e.l.f. But anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye.